Agent of Core Chat, it's Andrea. So, I'm having kind of a dysphoric day, so not in the greatest mood, but it's a great topic this week, so I'm going to make a video and hopefully it comes out alright and my mood doesn't get all projected on anybody. So the topic this week is what is gender and what does it mean to you? So, what is gender? Well, I think it's safe to say that gender is kind of a subjective experience. And I guess I'll kind of go mostly from my experience and not really try to set some kind of objective idea. So, take this for what it's worth. I think that it's definitely a subjective kind of thing, and it's something that's really felt for oneself. And certainly gender isn't something that anyone else can really know about you by just looking at you, or really anything. So that's something that's kind of important to me, I guess, is that I definitely make a clear separation between a person's body or just bodies in general, and gender. So I think those things are very different. And obviously, kind of mainstream society, I guess, really likes to has a lot of misassumptions and total misunderstandings of things like gender and sexuality as well. So a lot of the misconceptions involve equating gender with bodies, specifically like primary and secondary sex characteristics. And as most of us who've explored our gender in more depth know, these things are not directly related. I would say that there can be some overlap. I think my gender definitely does affect certain things that I do with my body and certain behaviors. And I would say that my experience of gender has in some way influenced decisions that I've made to make various changes to my body so that I can be more comfortable in it. Although lately I feel like that almost doesn't have anything to do with gender itself, but is more of a body-related thing, which kind of brings me to something else that I think is possibly related to gender, which is the brain. So when I consider what is gender, I consider that it's mostly like some kind of felt experience, which is really hard to really talk about. Something that can be expressed through things like clothing and behaviors, things like that. But I think it's definitely something that is I don't know where I was going with that sentence, sorry. Kind of a tough mood for me. So, yeah, let's see. So, I think it does possibly relate to the brain. There's obviously parts of the brain that can really have a huge effect on a person's existence. Not to get all metaphysical and shit, but I'm not really a materialist, so I don't think that it's all about the brain. I think the mind definitely exists, and so I think things like gender can be quite complicated, and it's not necessarily totally like a brain or body kind of phenomenon, but I think there might actually be a factor to that. So I think that's maybe not directly related to answering the question, what is gender? But I think it's sort of it's a great question. It's like a a broad area of discussion to sort of think about what is gender and like where it comes from. So yeah, I'd say gender is something that you feel, and something that is very unique, and something that can be expressed in different ways. And I think it's also possibly something related to the brain. So I think that's basically all that I have to say on it, aside from maybe talking about hormones as well, which kind of relates to the bodies and the brain. I guess I just kind of would say that in this sort of negative process, if that makes sense, like my process of finding what is gender through negation, all of these what it's nots, I think I would say that it's also not hormonal. Like a person's gender does not relate necessarily to the kind of hormonal space that they find themselves in. And I always find it interesting that people can and do make changes to like their body's hormones, like, you know, however they were naturally, like as they were born. Some people change that, including myself, so that we're more comfortable. And that's more of a trans thing, but I think that can kind of relate to gender. So, yep. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I feel like it's a little bit scattered and stuff. So yeah, let me know if any of that didn't really make sense or whatever, and I'll try to elaborate in comments or something. But yeah, it was a really great topic, so thanks very much for the topic, and looking forward to seeing everybody else's videos. Alright, have a great week, everybody. Peace.